If you're in the early years of your career, you've probably given little thought to your own retirement, except maybe giving into your parents' nagging about starting an IRA for yourself. But if you think retirement is all about the money, and my research team found that's what comes to mind when most younger people think about retirement, you need to think again. Retiring well is also about identity, relationships, and structuring a life that will work for you. You're likely to have 20, 30, or even more healthy years of life after you retire. And beginning to think about it now, along with that IRA, can set you up to make the most of those precious years. First, identity. Yes, you need to throw yourself into your work right now, but is that the only identity you're developing? Next, relationships. Think about the friends and family you will want to grow old with and nurture those relationships. Finally, life structure. Do your main activities focus on career? Or are you developing passions outside work that you might enjoy even more after your working days are done? Build the foundation now for a beautiful retirement life later. If you're in the middle of your career, you might be thinking a lot more about your parents' retirement or the retirement of your older colleagues than you're thinking about your own. What can you do if that person won't consider retiring, even if they seem increasingly exhausted or beaten down by their work? If you have a trusting relationship with them, you could invite a conversation about what they foresee for themselves over the next 5 or 10 years. My research team had the people in our study draw a life map showing the key activities, relationships, groups, organizations, and places in their current life. And some of those people drew what they envisioned for their retirement life, too. This could be a fun and enlightening exercise to encourage your parent or colleague to do. Heck, you could even do it with them, drawing your own current life and your ideal retirement life. As you help them talk through which elements of their life seem to be working for them and which don't really suit the person they are now, they could begin to see the attractive new possibilities that retiring would open up for them. Are you thinking about retirement because you're approaching the end of your career, or maybe you've recently retired? What most people don't realize is that retiring takes work. The work can be fun, but it does take attention and effort. I'm not talking about financial planning here, but your psychological well-being and the way you restructure your life when you retire. My research team discovered 4 tasks that you need to work through if you want a smooth transition to a satisfying retirement life. Each task has its own challenges. First, deciding when and how to retire, where the big challenge is developing awareness of the person you are now and how well your working life fits that person. Second, detaching psychologically from your work, where the big challenge is figuring out how strongly you identify with your work and whether you have the tools to happily let it go. Third, building a provisional retirement life, where the big challenge is exploring and experimenting with new activities, relationships, and places to spend your time. Fourth, consolidating a retirement life that works for you, where the big challenge is figuring out which of those experimental elements fits the person you are and seems viable for the foreseeable future.